Hey, good evening, everybody. We want to welcome you to Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. Mike's out right now, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But we got a co-host tonight coming all the way from Alabama State. And his name is Ty Roberts, and we're broadcasting live from the TGI Remote Studios, powered by GA Media. Hey, tonight we got a really great lineup for you. First, of course, we're going to talk with Ty, what's going on with the college scene, Solheim Cup, the Live Tour. On deck, we got Mike Skiba, head professional and director of golf at the Bayou Golf Course down in Texas City, which is an awesome place. And then in the hold, Chad Donegan, PGA professional, who's in charge of Parks and Recreation Director of New Braunfels. And we're going to talk about what's going on all around Landa Park. But again, folks, Mike is out. My co-host for this evening is the one and only 2019 South Texas PGA Junior Golfer of the Year and currently a Division I golfer at Alabama State, Ty the Beast Roberts. Hey, Ty, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Well, hey, I mean, this is part of the gig that you're doing. You're in school right now, broadcast journalism, communications. How's that going?
It's going well. I'm in my senior year, so my seventh semester, one more semester after this, and then I'll be graduating and moving on to potentially receive a master's degree, potentially go pro, potentially do both at the same time.
See there, he answered all my questions. That's what happens when I give the guy the script. But so you're going to give it a shot at the tour. So let me ask you a question right quick before we go into what's going on with the Live Tour and the Solheim Cup and some of what's going on in college golf. What has been the biggest transition from junior golf, high school golf to college? And what advice would you give someone who is making that transition as you did, as Quade has done, and some of the other friends and that you've grown up with?
Well, I'd say there's a couple things that are really big and will strike you almost immediately. First is the level of competition. I mean, growing up, yes, I was in a very competitive city with a lot of great golfers who also went Division One, Division Two, Division Three, and so on. So it wasn't like there was a lack of competition, but when you play the Division One level, everyone was their city's best player. Everyone was, one of the best in their state. So lackluster days are just not going to get it done, and you're going to have to be playing A plus to win. So that's the first thing. The second thing is probably being away from home, not seeing your family at all. I mean, phone calls are great and all, FaceTime, but not being home to eat what your mom's cooking is never really fun. Um, so that's another adjustment people don't really account for. They think sports, 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 but I mean, you only play golf for how many hours a day? You still have to be human the rest of it. So that's another thing. And then I'd say the third is probably just the schedule. I mean, it's the schooling is a little bit easier than high school. It's not like, show up at 8 in the morning, leave at 4 in the afternoon, but it's not like I'm not doing something. I start schooling in the morning. I'm fortunate to have morning classes, and then I don't really quit until the end of the day anyway, but I'm golfing. So it's a lot more golf. The competition's really up there, and being away from home really stinks. So those are kind of three things that will hit golfers as they try to make that jump.
Well, talking with your coaches, you are what they call the ultimate scholar athlete, Division I golfer, 4.0 grade average. You are the first to get to practice, last to leave. You and Quade lead the way. You're going to a tournament this weekend. Tell us about this tournament that you're about to go because you're going to be playing with some big dogs this weekend.
So yeah, this weekend, me and four of my other teammates travel to Limestone Springs in Birmingham, Alabama, or just outside Birmingham, actually. It's a very nice premier golf course. UAB is hosting the event, another high level program, and it's going to be a 54-hole event with some of the top competition in the nation. Schools like LSU, LA Tech. I mean, of course, as I mentioned, UAB, North Alabama, some very good schools, very competitive Division One schools, all competing at a very tough but also fair golf course.
Well, other than what's going on with your golf tournament, what's going on nationwide with college golf right now?
So, college golf for the men's side of things, we actually kicked it off in the first week of September, just like many other programs, like the number one program in the nation, Auburn. Uh, Actually, they're right down the road from us, so we do get to hear a lot of chatter. Run through the woods of Alabama to us. We hear a lot about their program, and we know that those guys, 1 through 8, 1 through 9 on the roster, any single one of them can shoot under par. So they started their season as expected with a good showing and proving why they're expected to repeat as national champions and why they're ranked number one in the nation. And then as far as the women's side, Stanford hasn't quite kicked off yet. They're the number one team. They are also the defending champs. But don't look down on my Longhorns, potential future Longhorn here. So our ladies are looking really good this year, and they're actually favored to be the ones to try to beat Stanford this year and take that title from them. So it's going to be very competitive both on the men and women's side. So the women, I believe, kick off next week. So we'll have to see how it goes from there.
That's cool. And speaking about women, a couple of years ago, you were fortunate enough to go to the Solheim Cup. They just completed the Solheim Cup with the Americans winning. Your take on what happened this last week at the Solheim Cup?
I think it was great. I mean, there was, of course, the old guard and the new guard of the United States, and just seeing them work together and compete as a family, as a team. You know, us Americans, we find a way to really put our differences aside and rally behind the flag, and that's what the ladies did. And sure enough, they put a hurting on the other team there, and were able to get out without it being too close. I mean, it was a little closer than we wanted. I mean, we could have won a couple more points there, but they really took care of business and made sure that there was no doubts that they were the better team that week.
Well, at the beginning, in the first couple of days, it was all America, and then when the singles came back, like Nelly Korda lost 6-4. It looks like she's ready for a break and everything. But the difference between the captains of Stacy Lewis and Suzann Pettersen, you got Stacy, who is the ultimate. Everything's by the number. She's doing logistics. She's doing that. Pettersen is like she had the gut feeling. Do you think that made a difference in the Ryder Cup, the Solheim Cup?
So I can understand both points of view because the numbers are very important. But you can have all the numbers in the world, you still got to go hit the ball. You still got to understand the golf course, and like you said, that feeling. Our intuition as humans are usually right. So I'm like for me in putting, I'm a feel player. I mean, a lot of people like to step it off, and I'll do it occasionally, but I like to feel it. So I can understand how being a feel and having a gut feeling and trusting your intuition could lead to a lot of success.
Well, we congratulations to the ladies. That was totally awesome. And I wish the guys would kind of take a picture of how the ladies were dressing. They dressed with a lot of flair. It seems like in the Ryder Cup and sometimes some of the other matches that we play, our guys like the President's Cup were pretty bland. And I totally believe, just like Kobe Stevens, if you're dressing good, and you're looking good, you're going to be playing good. So maybe someone will pick up the phone and call Kobe and get some of them fine threads on their body and stuff like that. Hey, question for you. Live Tour, hot button, the match is coming up. Blah, nobody's going to really watch it, because it really doesn't have no significance. But just this week, after their final tournament, Bubba Watson, who's a captain, he got, what did you call it? Relegated? Is that
Relegated, yeah.
okay? What does that mean, Ty?
So if anyone's familiar with soccer, professional soccer overseas, relegation just means that you didn't make the cut as the top players or the top teams for that season, and he has been bumped down to no longer one of the what was it top 48.
Yeah.
So he now doesn't have like the exempt status of like a Brooks Koepka or Bryson DeChambeau, and I think it's interesting. That's one of the promises was that he could come over there and just kind of do his thing and relax and focus on his family, but I mean, they've shown that hey, they're serious. They still want you to play good golf. They're not just going to let you go out there and throw up some high numbers. And I think this relegation is not only like a wake up call for him, but other golfers on the Live Tour that hey, like we want good golf. We're paying you for good golf, so you got to produce.
Well, I don't think he's going to give his, 30 million or whatever he made back. I don't think that's going to happen. But so now he's a non-playing captain. He's willing to be that. He's going to show up at the events. He's just not going to play. Do you think that is a psychological defeat in his mind, or do you think because he's a two-time Masters champ that he, hey, this is just part of the gig. I'm growing old, and and I've got enough money. I could just pack it up and go home and hang out with the family.
Well, I mean, if you told me you'd give me $30 million to watch golf every weekend, it wouldn't be too hard to just stand there and watch, especially when I go to the ATM and I'm able to withdraw whatever money I want. So I can see why he's okay with it. But as a competitor myself, I can see him getting the itch again and wanting to compete because regardless of whether people want to admit it or not, there's a lot of good golfers on Live, and when there's good golfers around you, you want to compete and try to beat them. So I can see him wanting to get that itch. But also, again, like if anyone's watched the documentaries about Bubba Watson with him winning 2 Masters, family is very important to him, and I can understand maybe he wants to hang it up and spend more time with his family, and not have to focus on grinding, countless hours a day, almost clocking in for a job just to practice. Many people work 9 to 5. Golfers practice like that, so maybe that's just not the life he wants anymore. Maybe he wants to be a coach, spread his knowledge. Again, 2 times Masters champ. He knows a lot about golf, more than many people will ever know. And if he has a chance to spend more time with his family and still get the 30 million, how can you blame him?
So let me ask you this, because I didn't warn you on this one. Okay, so Bubba Watson, as accomplished as he is, and he's kind of struggled the last couple of years. But then all of a sudden you bring Anthony Kim, and Anthony Kim can't break 75, 76. Do you think it's fair to a player like Bubba Watson, who broke away, took the money, used the name Bubba Watson, right? Over to the Live Tour, and then you got Anthony Kim, who right now, who hadn't played golf in a million years, do all the other stuff, and then he looks totally different. He doesn't even look like a professional golfer at the moment, but he comes back. You can't break an egg, but he has special exemption status on the Live Tour. Do you think that's fair?
Fairness, probably not. I mean, I understand why the Live does it, though. There's so much hype around Anthony Kim, especially when he first broke out on the PGA Tour. Many people thought, oh, could this guy be the next prodigy like Tiger? And the hype just was around him ever since his injury. And now that he was able to play, hype, 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 hype sells, hype makes money. So if it's making them money and getting them ticket sales, they're going to continue to give him a sponsor's exemption. For example, on the PGA Tour, not that Tiger Woods can't compete, but he sells tickets. He gets people to watch. He gets people to turn on the channel. So if he's going to keep bringing in the revenue, why would they ever tell him not to come and compete? Of course, the scores aren't pretty, and he finishes close to DFL quite often. So, maybe they'll have a talking to with him. But if he's bringing in money, I don't see why they'd stop.
Well, with your ATM now asking this question, because, I am your biggest backer, and no, I'm not from Saudi Arabia or anything like that, just South Texas. If predicament happened, because there's many tours, and we're going to give the shot for the PGA Tour. You got to go to the Corn Ferry Tour first. You're going to be qualified for that, and then go on. And there's the Canadian Tour and the Americas Tour and stuff like that. But if someone knocked on your door, Greg Norman just happened to knock on Ty Roberts' door and says, "Hey, Ty, you know what? I want to give you $50 million to come to the Live." What would you do?
Oh, see, now you're putting me to the test.
Putting you to the test. Hey, come on, Ty. Are you a homer like your dad, or are you going to be chasing the dollars?
In the brutal honesty, most people want to take the Saints route and say, "Oh no, I'm the white knight in shining armor. I would grind my way out." I guarantee you, anybody else, they put the 50 million in front of you, there's no way you can say no.
Well,
there's just no way you can say no. Realistically,
being your manager, your golf coach, and all that, we'd have to have that talk and see what it.
You could live the dream life off that 50 million,
but you won't have the legacy, correct?
I understand that, but here's the thing:
and you'll never play in the Masters, right?
Well, hear me out.
First we got only 1 minute, so make it quick.
There's still opportunities for the deal.
Here, let me turn my hearing aids on a little bit better. Okay, go ahead.
But in the words of many NFL players who sell out, legacy is not guaranteed. The money is. And guess what? The money will take care of my family and my kids. So I've got to think about this decision, not just for myself, but for my family. I've got to provide for my family, and I can't provide if I'm missing cuts, but I can definitely provide with 50 million.
Well, that's why they call sponsor money. And folks, that's coming live from a gentleman who won 128 junior golf tournaments. So I like his uncommittal. He's committed, but uncommitted. And, we would sit at the table and do all the pros and cons. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be heading out to Texas City and catching up with Mike Skiba, see what's going on at the Bayou Golf Course. Hey, folks, You know the deal. Get yourself a cold one. We'll be right back. You're listening to Ty and his dad, Dave, on Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. We'll see you in a few minutes.
At Paragon Casino Resort, the possibilities are endless when you play your way. Imagine your perfect getaway, the kind with non-stop thrills, your favorite entertainment, and a world of luxury. With everything you could possibly want, all at one place. You want it all? Stop imagining it and come get it. Only at Paragon Casino Resort in nearby Marksville. Come see the way Louisiana plays.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country today.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits. Hey, welcome back to Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. We're coming live and in color from TGI Remote Studios and powered by GA Media. Tonight, my co-host is Ty Roberts, Division I golfer. And, of course, everybody knows he's my young man. Sorry, made it myself. A little help from Mom. But He is live and in color right here, coming live from Alabama State, where they're about to go and head off down to Birmingham and play in the Graham McDowell Invitational, which is pretty sweet. And they'll be testing their games early in the season. We're trying to catch up with, right now, Mike Skiba, who's the head professional director of golf at the Bayou Golf Course, because he's got a lot of great things going on. We want to hear all about his memberships and the upcoming events. He's got a new bar and grill. So as soon as he tunes in, we will pop him right in. But during the commercial break, things were going sideways. And folks, I'm telling you, Mike and I should actually tape what goes on behind the scenes, because that is just as funny as what's going on right here. So with that being said, my young broadcast journalism major guy right here wants to play point, counterpoint for segment number 2. All right. And remember, segment number 2 is brought to you by Kobe Stevens Golf. If you're looking good, you will play good. That is KobeStevens.com. Just mention TGI in the little promo code and get 20% off your next purchase. All right, Tiger, let's do it, baby.
So, real quick, just for the viewers that are still around, I want to
they're all around.
Finish off my point of, well, I was making sure they weren't grabbing a drink, during the commercial break or getting ready to enjoy a nice conversation with us about these beautiful golf courses.
Don't worry, Ty. This show is taped for your viewing pleasure later during the week. And most people like to come and see it 2 or 3 times. That's why we've had over 1.5 million views and impressions last year. And that's hats off to Mike Ratchman and also to Johnny Guajardo of GA Media. They are the men, the myth, the legend. I'm just the comic relief. So, all right, point, counterpoint. Tell us about what's going on. You came up with a way at the break on how you, a Live Tour member, if you ever went that way, could still play in the Masters.
So, if you're focused on legacy, which means you have the confidence in yourself to be good enough to win big-time tournaments, then you should have no problem getting to the Masters. And here's how I would do it. I would local qualify for the U.S. Open. No rules against it. Doesn't say you have to be affiliated with any tour to play in a local qualifier. Go ahead and win the U.S. Open. I know, whoa, so easy. But if you're talking about legacy, you've got to have those goals in mind. You win the U.S. Open, you're given an exemption into the Masters for, I believe, 5 years. So you have 5 attempts to win the Masters. You win one of those, you're in for life. And guess what? There you go. You get to play the Masters. You get to play the U.S. Open. You get to play the Open. You get to play all the majors. And you still got $50 million.
And is that why? Plus, and that's what Bryson DeChambeau is pretty good because,
And Bryson DeChambeau is a clear example of one of the few players, in my opinion, where going to Live has actually made him more popular.
Well, I'm glad that all the dollars I'm spending for you to go to college is going to a good education because, oh my gosh.
So now that we're asking questions, it's my turn to ask you about your golfing because I've heard you've been up to playing some tournaments, stack teams and plus handicap here, shooting these low scores. So I want to hear about your playing experience while I've been gone. Because, rumor has it you're a plus handicap. They let you jump up tees all of a sudden.
Well, when you're older than time, you get, old and gold, they rhyme. That's why I get to play up there. And I went in to a few tournaments as a +2 handicap, which for anybody who's watching us, what that means is a +2 handicap is I have to actually now, like Ty, like Casey Carnes, who's a good friend of ours, Alan Johanningmeyer, several others, Richard Salinas, we have to actually give the course strokes. So let's say 17 is one of the holes. Let's say it's a par 3. Well, then what I would have to do is if I made 3, I would net 4. Okay. Where the regular golfer who has a handicap, it's not a plus. And let's say he played the same thing and he got a pop or a stroke, as we call it, then he would then be on it would be like a 3 net 2. So it's that kind of a way. Now you're asking about my golfing experiences lately. Just got back from I played a lot of golf this over the weekend, and that's part of my Grow Golf Around the Tour. In the after hours after my duty, I go and play the golf courses, so I got a little time to brush up and do that, and that's fantastic. I love it. I wouldn't trade the Grow Golf Around the Tour for a world tour for nothing. But Ty, I'm looking at it this way. I played in the PGA Hope. It was the first annual South Texas PGA Hope Cup over, and we want to give Jamie Smith PGA all the kudos from the Golf Club of Texas. His team won. They shot 6 under. My team came in second place with Doug Carlton's team. We were both 4 under at the clubs at Kingswoods, which you have definitely played, so you know that golf course can bring you
6
to
under is a good score.
Yeah, so that's no mulligans, and we're taking veterans who haven't really played a lot, and you can look on my Facebook page, and you can look on the South Texas PGA's Facebook page. It'll be under Southern Texas PGA, and you'll see a lot of what went on. But the PGA Hope Tie is more of a veterans program than it is a golf program. But you got to be sharp and stuff like that, because when you're out there and you're instructing them, you've got to be able to still hit that ball and stuff. So playing with them. And matter of fact, our next guest coming up, at the turn is going to be Chad Donegan, who used to be the director of golf at Landa Park, and now he's the Parks and Recreation director. AJ, myself, Rob C, and Big Lou, we're going to be going and playing Friday at Landa Park, which I'm excited for that because I haven't been out there in a while to play, and I think that we are going to shoot some great numbers because everybody's hitting the ball good, and my massage therapist says that my back is good to go, and so I'm going to have to trade you my favorite scramble partner for, I'm just going to have AJ. I mean, but that's
what a shame.
That's not like chopped liver or anything like that.
What a shame.
Big Lou, you've seen him hit. We played in the tournament together at Canyon Springs, and Lou can hit the ball far. He's kind of like a baseball player with a golf club in his hand. And Rob is a putting fool, and he plays on the other side of the ball, so that's kind of cool there. But what I'm thinking is, now that I'm 61 years old, yes, I am older than time, but I was thinking about what was going on and where I am in my life, and I think I'm going to do a senior 10 cup moment, and I wanted to see if you wanted to be my caddy when you come back from school, and I think I'm going to try to this year to possibly qualify for the U.S. Senior Open. Not that I will be able to play in the Masters, and they don't got an old man's Masters, but I think it would be kind of cool because I've carried your bag many times, and I'd like this father and son moment where maybe you carry my bag and help me try to qualify for the U.S. Senior Open. And I can play with one of my buddies, Jeff Maggart, which Jeff and Jake very well. And,
yes, very good golfers, both of them.
And we'll play with the Beams and all of those, all the guys that, you grew up playing.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who beat my butt, 20, 30 years ago. So, this is Dad's last hurrah, and I'd like to see if you would want to be part of it.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But
so what advice would you give me?
Well, believe it or not, it's all about perspective, and I'd be able to give a fresher perspective to some views. And sometimes you like to play safe, but hey, if you want to qualify, you've got to throw caution to the wind because these guys are going to shoot good scores. So I'll be able to give you more of like a youthful view of things, maybe not as wise choices, but sometimes you got to take those risks. But speaking of perspective, I want you to help me settle an age-old debate. Now, me and my teammate Quaid completely agree with this, with each other on this.
Quaid 04, okay.
We cannot, for the life of us, get someone to solve this problem for us because we've got people online telling us we're wrong. Would you rather, on your average birdie putt, hit it 3 feet past the hole or leave it 1 foot short?
Well, with 99.9% of the balls that don't reach the hole don't fall in, it's always.
Was that an Aggie study?
Yeah, no, that they're still looking for God, I can't wait to Thanksgiving.
Recipe for ice.
And you know that Shankoponymous is watching this, so you're gonna catch some junk when you get on the cruise. He's probably gonna plebe you down one of the stairs, but it's always good to run it by, and there's a reason why you should run it by. Okay, first of all, you're going to be a chance because you're out there to compete and to win. Okay, you're not out there for for nothing. Okay, for grins. Okay, if you roll it 3 feet by, and if you watch what it does, okay, then you can putt it going back. Tom Watson early in his career was infamous for being the guy who just charged every putt. Okay, and then a little older, he kind of got the yips and stuff like that. But if you watch it go by and not pulsate, which I see a lot of junior golfers and other golfers, even guys on TV, they miss and they turn and they're looking at their caddy. I've seen junior golfers look at their parents, instead of watching the ball come to rest, and it automatically is going to show you the line. It's kind of like giving yourself a one-man scramble. So I would rather knock it 3 feet by on every putt than leave it short. Because, I mean, if you're going to leave it 1 foot short, might as well leave it 2 feet short.
Yeah. And I agree. I tried to use some math to defend myself, and I use tour average because that's the standard we hold ourselves to in college. 1 foot putt is 99% make percentage, and a 3 foot putt is 97% make percentage. So 2% of the time you're going to miss compared to making it from 3 feet rather than 1 feet. I trust myself to make my putts for birdie more than 2% of the time. So I think it's just a plus gain in putting. And that was my mathematical answer, but my logical and feeling answer, I agree with you. You got to give it a chance to go in. It'll never go in if you leave it short. So
okay, well, we're going to counterpoint. Remember, it's point counterpoint, right? So I'm knocking that thing 3 feet by. I'm confident because of all the years that I played golf, and God, that's a lot. But Ty, right quick, because we only have a minute left, right? And I want to say hi, Bo, my coffee man at Charleston Air Force Base. Man, he makes the best coffee, folks. I'm telling you. But hey, Ty, what is your routine every Monday? And this is why you should be confident knocking it 3 feet by.
So Mondays, we have to wake up at about 5:30 in the morning, eat us a little light snack, and go work out. We work out for just about an hour, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little less, depending on how rigorous our workout is, golf-specific workouts. And then afterwards, I go to class. I come back, do some schoolwork, and then I go to the golf course we have 3 hours of practice daily. And the first thing we do is we do the 100 putts drill. You have to make 100 putts from 5 different distances, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 feet. And these distances, we have to make 5 from each spot on 4 different directions, the cardinal directions. Now, of course, you want to choose different holes and stuff every day because you're not going to have a robotic putt on the golf course. But we do this drill every day, and that's really helped build my confidence over 4 years. Inside 5 feet, I would say I'm up there with the best of them. I mean, my circles, which tracks my strokes gain, says that my putting inside 5 feet is above tour average just because we do that drill so much. And it's become second nature. So that's kind of given me the confidence to not worry about if it goes 3 feet by.
Hey, Johnny, I know that we're about to break, but I got to give Ty 30 more seconds. Okay, one of our philosophies that you and I have worked on all of our life, it's not being the best guy on the PGA Tour. What do we shoot our stats and our goals on being? What guy are we looking at?
So we look at, depending on the category, we look at like top 25, top 10, because if you can be top 25, top 10 in every category, you're going to be one of the best golfers. Look at Scheffler. I mean, he's an anomaly. He's number one at mostly everything. But even weeks where he wins and he's not the best at everything, he likes to stay inside that top 25, top 10 range, and it'll get it done more than not.
There you go. Have it right there from Ty Roberts, folks. Hey, folks, we're going to be right back, and we're going to go down to our backyard where actually when Ty is back home, lives in New Braunfels, and it's right down the road from me. We're going to talk to Chad Donegan, PGA professional who is the director of Recreation and Parks. Folks, so go ahead. You know the drill. Grab you a cold one, and we will see you in a minute. You're listening to Ty and Dave on Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. We'll be right back.
Diamante Golf Club, home of the consistently ranked Diamante Golf Course. 18 holes of championship golf. Challenging, but welcoming to players of all levels. Chef-prepared dining, state-of-the-art courts of tennis and pickleball, the most welcoming and friendliest neighbors around. Attractive homes and premier home sites, a secure community that's beautiful and affordable. Visit us at diamantecc.com to book a discovery package. You're closer than you think to living the good.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country today.
Edwin Watts Golf Shop's Labor Day sale from August 30th to September 2nd. Enjoy 25% off Adidas and Ben Hogan apparel and 20% off select golf bags. Get custom fit for the new Callaway Apex irons, plus 50% bonus trade-in on your purchase. Book your fitting in-store or online today. Home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee, proudly serving golfers since 1963. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. I am your host tonight, Dave Roberts, sitting alongside of me. Mike is out. We wish him a speedy recovery. We've got Division I golfer, former 2019 South Texas PGA Junior Player of the Year, Ty Roberts. We are coming to you live and in color from the remote studios of TGI, powered by GA Media. And this segment is brought to you by Landa Park Golf Course. Experience an exceptional golf course at a great value. Hey, folks, we've got a treat. A longtime friend of mine. We've known him forever. He's no stranger to the show, but he's a good personal friend of mine. We're in the same business forever and a day. He is Chad Donegan, PGA professional. He is the Parks and Recreation Director at New Braunfels. Chad, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks again. I know it's been a while since I've been on, so I'm really glad to be back and to see you guys. And it's been too long, Dave and Ty. I'm glad to see your faces for sure.
Well, we're glad to see you, but your person who preceded you, Quint, he's been doing a fantastic job out there. Brody, oh my God, can't say enough about Brody. But first of all, I want to say congratulations for qualifying 36 for the Senior PGA Professional Championship. And I think that's it's Sun River Resort in Oregon coming up pretty soon.
It is, yeah. It's next week, and so my wife and I are leaving on Saturday and heading up that direction. And some good friends of mine that are also in the business, Lonnie Alexander and Greg Hiller. And so we're all going to be staying together up there at Sun River. And it's going to be fun because we play a lot of practice rounds together. And so it'll be fun to hang out with my buddies for a few days and playing that wonderful championship. So I'm really excited to be a part of it.
And the weather in Oregon, I just got back from Alaska a few weeks back and stopped in Oregon. What great weather right now. So it's not
it's perfect right now.
98 degree humidity and stuff. But, again, congratulations. And folks, for people who don't understand what's going on, the Senior PGA Professionals for Senior PGA Professionals, it's separate from the PGA Tour, and it is only for club professionals and PGA teachers. And they qualify, regionally, and then they get. And you guys played some golf. I was looking at my Gallus app with the South Texas PGA, and you guys were rocking it. And I'm all voting for my guys, everybody I know, which is Lonnie, and it's you and Greg. And I'm going, come on, Greg, texting them, rock and roll. And so it's kind of good to see that, we're well represented here in the South Texas PGA.
Yeah, we have so many great players in this section, and I'm blessed to be one of the players going again. This is my second senior championship, and I had a pretty good week, and I held it together. I actually qualified for the last spot, and I won it in a playoff, but really happy to be heading up to the Northwest, and it's our opportunity, as you know, Dave, to be able to get into the senior PGA, or into the senior PGA championship, and
Yes.
play with the big boys on tour. And so it'll be a great opportunity.
Well, let's turn our attention to this right here. I've got the front cover, Landa Park.
Oh, love it.
Right here. Pump it up, homeboy. I'm loving this. Again, the golf course is in fantastic shape. That's where I go to putt in the evening time to watch the deer and everybody coming down from 9 and playing around 10. But the golf course is in phenomenal shape. The way y'all do things there is a model of excellence, and you're busy all the time. And that's a great thing, especially, we got the second chance from COVID, which you and I have talked about before. It's our, now it's the retainability. How do you guys do this? God, I mean, y'all are setting the bar so high.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and going back to what he said earlier about Quint and Brody Dillard, our golf course superintendent. We have a great staff, and Cy Chop has been there forever. He working in the golf shop, and Chris and all the team there. I can't say enough about the efforts that they put in, from the golf maintenance side to just running, everyday day-to-day operations, and even the food and beverage side. We have a great team down at the golf course, and I'm very proud of them, and they work hard every day, to really give a quality experience to our customers. And I certainly think that our success has been from the, all the way up the ladder to city management, to the city council, who have supported us financially to make sure that we have the right things in the right places. And when we ask for budget requests, whether it's for more fertilizers, or we want to, upgrade some amenities on the golf course, or whatever it may be, they've been very supportive. And I think I was blessed enough years ago. In fact, this year is our 10-year anniversary of the renovation. We closed back in 2013 and opened in October of 2014. So we're right on the heels of 10 years, which is hard to believe. But I think that our success has been that we had a long-term vision. We put together a really strong team, and every day we work hard to have a good product out there, and to have good customer service. And at the end of the day, that's what it takes.
So I've got a question. Of course, it's becoming that time of year again. We know what's right around the corner, and I just want to know what the whole of Landa Park, not just the golf course, because I know you guys host many tournaments, but the whole of Landa Park itself has in store for, the upcoming festives with Worst Fest and the holidays coming around. And many people, they travel to New Braunfels. As we know, it is a little bit of a tourist town these days. What do you guys have in store coming up?
Well, so we're right around the corner from doing the Winter Overseas. And that will keep the fairways and the tee boxes and the green surrounds, green all winter. That'll get us all the way through mid spring. And of course, you mentioned Worst Fest, which is coming up in a little over a month. And we have the Worst Open, which is always a fun event. And folks can sign up for that through the golf shop and play in that competition. And just with the days getting shorter, and now that the time change is coming up, we just try to keep our leagues happy, and then moving into the holidays after the Worst Open, we'll have the Blue Santa tournament that we do every year. And so we have a couple more public events that will kind of round out the year for us, Ty. But other than that, just coming out and enjoying the golf course, and then obviously moving into 2025, we'll be kicking off, moving into the spring with a lot of events all the way into into next year. So looking forward to it.
Well, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Before I get the one question that I really been wanting to ask you, Mike said thank you. The golf course looked great. He played this last weekend, was in fantastic shape. I'm going to be there Friday morning. We're going to be playing the charity golf tournament for the American Legion. I look forward to, playing the golf course. Ty has played it many times. That's where he practices. That's his home course to practice.
Absolutely.
But, the influx of golfers, and it continues to go on, and as New Braunfels gets bigger, is there a plan in place that maybe you thought down the road, maybe we need to do a little baby touch up? I'm not going to say put lipstick on the pig, because by no means this thing's a pig, but I'm saying maybe a little touch up here. Maybe you see this there, you and Quint and Brody have gotten together and go, maybe if we just did this. Is there anything like that up in the future?
Well, the one thing that we are actively working on, and if you haven't been there in a little while, the bunkers are probably our next big project, and we're already working on the drainage study for that we have to do with permitting and stuff like that, just because we're so close to the Canal River. But we are planning a bunker renovation probably in the winter of probably in about a year from now. So we're getting all of our ducks in a row for that. Just through attrition and golfers going in, and then the machines going in every morning to smooth the bunkers out. They just wear out. And so we're going to be coming in and doing those over the winter time next year is the plan. We'll also be getting a new cart fleet. The cart fleet that we have now will be one more year on the ground, and then we'll be getting a new fleet for our customers. And, us being landlocked, we unfortunately don't have a lot of opportunity to lengthen the golf course or make it any more challenging. So what we talk about and what we strive to do is have good turf conditions, good greens, and then again, that forecast of looking ahead of when things need to be replaced, and then, thinking again far enough ahead that we're not caught behind the eight ball, so to speak. And so we're already talking about that bunker renovation now, even though it's more than a year away, or just over a year away. So.
Well, before the question that I want to talk to you about, I know Ty and I had this conversation offline, and then you popped in right at the end of it. But I need you to wind back into our running golf course days, and he's going to ask you. He's getting beat up online about this when him and Quade have presented this to people. So Ty, go ahead, because you've got the expert here, right here.
Yeah. So Quade made a golf hot taking video about tee boxes at golf courses, and nobody online seems to have a consensus. So I want to ask a PJ professional, one who's been in the game for quite some time and has seen it all and knows more than most people ever will. What's your opinion when it comes to how tee boxes, people should play them? Should they do it off age? Should they do it off handicap? Or should we just do away with, the norms and just go play and have fun?
Well, I think just going away from the norms and having fun is a great approach. It is a game, and we want to enjoy it. I honestly do think too many people play from tees that are too far back. And then not only are they losing more golf balls, but they're hitting the ball more times, and scores go up, pace of play goes down. So it is a challenge when you have golfers that are coming out and they want to play the back tees. What most people, especially from Landis' perspective, when they look at our scorecard and see that from the back tees it's only 6,200 yards, you're thinking, wow, that's a really short golf course. But then if you know about the handicapping system, you look at the course rating from those tees and it's 136, and you're like, oh, well, that's a pretty high number for a course rating at 6,200 yards. So my suggestion, and as I worked with junior golfers and as I worked with beginner golfers, I would always tell them to play. In fact, with junior golfers, I'd start them at maybe 50 yards or even 100 yards, and I would say, okay, from the 100-yard marker in the fairway, if you can get the ball on the green and make no more than 4 or 5 strokes, then let's move back to the 150-yard marker. And then if you can get on the green and score, in 4 or 5 strokes, and we'll just keep progressing back. But I think for the average adult, play at a tee that is going to allow you to make some pars. If you're shooting in the hundreds, then you're probably playing the wrong tees. If you're shooting in the mid to upper 90s, you're probably playing the wrong tees. So I challenge everybody, that's listening to the show to move up a tee box or even a couple tee boxes and go out and make some pars and some birdies the one thing that my friends have joked about, especially my teaching buddies, are move to the farthest forward tee on the golf course you're going to play. And when you can shoot par golf from that set of tees, then you move back one. And when you shoot par golf from that set of tees, move back one more until you get to a point where you're all the way back. But you'll have more fun because you're going to be making pars and birdies rather than 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s sometimes, and not losing as many golf balls. So that's my opinion. I think it's a tough question. I think that, like I said at the beginning, people play tees that are too far back, and they'd have more fun if they moved up.
See, and folks, if you're
totally
looking,
agree.
if you look behind me, that is a reason why right there. That is a very short hole number 2 right there. But I will tell you one thing: that pond has risen with many golf balls because you're not thinking of what's going on with it. Next thing you know, you're in the pond. Okay, so the question I've been dying to ask you, at one time we were competitors. We've both been in the business forever and a day. But recently, both of us, within the last couple of years, have moved out of the running golf course sector, which we've both done for a million years, and we've moved into an admin more like an admin job. Mine
right.
with 52 courses in the Air Force. You're the recreation and parks and recreation director. How was that transition? And do you sometimes need to just kind of go to the course to get the fix? Just to go in, yeah, okay, I'm good now. I can go back.
Well, you're right. I mean, it certainly is a challenge. I mean, we love the game. That's why we got into the business and have played it all our lives. And myself moving into my new role as the director for the Parks Department has offered many challenges. I have a great team outside of the golf course with all the divisions that I work with in the Parks Department, and we have a lot of great projects going on for our citizens in the city of New Braunfels. But I do miss it. Now with this big championship coming up, I wake up early. I try to be quiet so I don't wake my wife up, and I sneak out of the house at about 6:15 in the morning to drive up to New Braunfels, and I'll grab a cart and jump off the back nine right at sunrise, and I'll play some holes to get some swings in, and then by 8 o'clock I'm packing up my golf clubs and heading to my office, and it is a challenge, and I do miss it. So I would say that my new role has been a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and it's very challenging. It's certainly different than the golf business, but I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to balance my drive to still be competitive and to still want to play at a high level, along with working in a new role and enjoying what I do there too. So it's I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to balance the best of both worlds in my mind.
And I feel you on that because, when I go to one of my golf courses, like I just come back from Charleston, South Carolina, and who wouldn't want to play golf in South Carolina?
Yeah, beautiful area.
So I'm waiting for after hours to come so I can just kind of get my fix in. But going down and seeing more of the back end and the logistics part and the management part, and it's a different world, and it's not that every day, seeing the same 350 people, on a, that are consistently there, but now we're dealing with different facets. But I just want to ask you because, we've paralleled our careers. Like I said, we were competitors for a while. I was down the road, and then now we're into more of an administrative role. And, as we're winding, we're in the fourth quarter, folks, but we're not in the 2-minute warning. This guy, I'm telling you, he goes 100 miles an hour still on the 55-mile-an-hour plan. But I want to thank you for all that you do and everything that you have done for not only the PGA of America, but for our juniors and for New Braunfels. Many years you watched the renovation. You were all in charge of that, making it go. And you said it's the 10th anniversary, and Landa Park is going strong. The parks is going strong. The things are going strong all in New Braunfels, and knowing that a good friend of mine is a big part of that. It's very exciting, and you've had a lot of influence on Ty too. So, Chad, we thank you for everything that you've done, and we wish you well coming up, folks. That's September 26th through the 29th. You can check it out on the Golf Channel. It's the Senior PGA Professional Championships, Sun River Resort in Sun River, Oregon. Our own Chad Donegan's going to be there. Lonnie Alexander's going to be there. A good friend of mine, Greg Hiller. Man, Sporting the STPGA, baby. I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me back on, and so good to see you there, Dave and Ty. I know you're still playing, high level golf, and glad to see you on the show. And I'm sorry I missed Mike tonight, but I hope he's doing, getting better soon, and hope to see him soon, and hope to see all of you guys soon. So.
We do. Hey, folks, and don't forget, go to any of your golf shops. On our front cover, it is Landa Park, folks. And let me tell you, that is the gem of the Hill Country right now. You want to make a tee time over there at Landa Park and experience what golf is all about. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break. Chad, again, appreciate it. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
On qualifying, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and I will be cheering you on long distance.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
All right, folks, that was Chad Donegan, PGA professional. He is the Parks and Recreation Director of New Braunfels. And, that's exciting to see him. He's still playing at a very high level. Folks, we're going to take a quick break before we wrap this up. I think Ty has a question for me. You're listening to Mike and Dave's, it's actually Ty and Dad on Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. We'll be right back.
At Paragon Casino Resort, the possibilities are endless when you play your way. Imagine your perfect getaway, the kind with non-stop thrills, your favorite entertainment, and a world of luxury. With everything you could possibly want, all at one place. You want it all? Stop imagining it and come get it. Only at Paragon Casino Resort in nearby Marksville. Come see the way Louisiana plays.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country today.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the Hill Country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the Hill Country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives clients for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits. Hey, welcome back to Golf After Hours with Mike and Dave. My co-host for this evening is Ty Roberts, my son. Pride and joy, should I say. I'll say that out loud. Just proud of everything. 4.0 grade average at Alabama State, Division I golfer. And you know what? He hasn't become a statistic and always out of trouble. And Ty, I look forward to taking you on a cruise in a couple of weeks, about 3 or 4 weeks. We're going on a cruise together and go hang out. That'll be a redo of your 21st birthday, even though you're going to be 22nd. So I look forward to that. Before we go, Ty wanted to ask a question of me, and he would not tell me. I don't know why. I'm dad, but those kind of things. Go ahead.
I want your honest answer. So it's about my future alumni, because I intend to get a master's from here. It's a non-golf question. It's about football. So I want to know what you've seen about Arch Manning and what you've seen about Quinn Ewers. If Arch goes on a little bit of a run here, do you keep going with Arch, or do you let it's Quinn's spot till he loses it?
I'm glad you asked that question. Hook 'em horns. Follow them to the tee, right? You never get rid of the incumbent, okay? When Quinn comes back, it is his job. Okay, Arch Manning's going to have 2 more years plus to play, so he will probably be the Heisman Trophy winner in the 25 season. That's my prediction. That's your prediction as well. He has all the intangibles, but you know what? It's not the Drew Bledsoe thing where Drew Bledsoe got hurt and then the legend of Tom Brady. This is college football. Texas doesn't have a lot of starting quarterbacks out there. Matter of fact, Colt McCoy just retired. Sam Ellinger, he's the backup for Indianapolis. We put a lot of good backup quarterbacks. But I'm seeing with these 2 guys, they have a possibility to be starters in the NFL. So why wouldn't you let Sam go ahead and continue out? You already know when he gets to the bowl game, unless it's a national championship, he won't play. Then that will be the crowning of Arch Manning, and he will be getting the big NIL $6 million as he's getting right now. So I hope that answers that question.
Let me throw one wrench in here real quick in the little bit of time we have left. Let's say, for example, this injury goes on just a little bit longer. It's a domino. He can't quite get through on the throwing rotation, and Arch has got to play Georgia, and he wins. Then what? Then do you ride the hot hand, or do you say, whoa, you just beat number 2, but Quinn's still our guy?
Well, Georgia is a weak number 2. As you saw, the reason they fell down the polls, they barely got past that one game. I mean, come on, So you take a look, is he going to be 100%? But then at that point, then Quinn, he has to look, what is my future? He might sit the rest of the year knowing that Arch is going to go ahead and just rock it, okay? And then maybe Arch plays a year and a half, and then he's on to the NFL as well, and we'll have to find another quarterback. So there's a lot of intangibles in it. You can't really answer that question. If I was him, I would be like rocking it to the NFL, do it to protect myself, because, that is your future. And I'm not saying you're not getting paid in college, because you got NIL deals like you, Mr. Adidas man. And I would, it just is going to be 100%. And how far in the season does he come back? That would be the thing. Okay. Now, me personally, if I was him, in a way, I want to play Texas A&M. Go, Johnny. I want to play your guys. I'm hoping Johnny undoes the bike, because you know what? The Longhorns and the Aggies, we're going to put them together. I can't wait Thanksgiving weekend and stuff. I would play that game.
That'll scare any Aggie. Just say the name Justin Tucker.
I know. But that is the ultimate thing right there. So, hey, folks, we're going to have to wrap up this show, because it is we did run over time, and I promised we wouldn't do that. We want to thank all of our guests. We want to thank Chad Donegan, PGA professional. He's the Parks and Recreation Director of New Braunfels. And folks, if you haven't been to Atlanta Park, you need to put that on your playlist. and see all the other great things that's going on in New Braunfels. And not only Wurst Fest, they got Wazzle Fest, which I think Rashman will be broadcasting live again from Wazzle Fest. We couldn't catch up with Mike Skiba, but if you're down there in Texas City, the Bayou Golf Course, wonderful place to play. Bring some golf balls because there are some water out there. And I want to thank my special co-host, my son, Ty Roberts. Yes, folks, he was named after Chevy Chase and Caddyshack because he knew he was going to be a great golfer. We just, we foresaw the future. I think it was on the Simpsons episode or something like that. But thanks, Ty, for taking some time. I know that you were going to fellow Christian athletes usually on this evening, and then you paused to come and be part of our show tonight. And so we want to thank you. And I want to thank Johnny Guajardo of GA Media. Man, the guy is totally awesome sauce. He has been our Phoenix, because, Ratchman and I, 18 seasons, Tiger, 18 seasons. That's when you were a pup at the Golf Club of Texas. So, but we want to thank everybody. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, Kobe Stevens, Valor Creek, the city of Kerrville. We also want to thank Landa Park for doing what we do. We wouldn't do this, as Mike says, without all of y'all. We want to thank all the viewers, over 1.5 million views and impressions last year on our show. And we'll keep doing this as long as you'll have us back. So until next week, folks, you do what it takes to keep yourself safe. We'll see you next week. Rain or shine, book your tee time. We'll see you again next week, folks. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Good night, everybody.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at Landa Park Golf Course.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.